Assess your risk, know your risk when it comes to diabetes here in America. Experts say 1 in 3 of us has prediabetes, blood sugar levels that are higher than normal, but not high enough to warrant a diagnosis of diabetes. Well, there's a special alert day coming up this month to educate and help you assess your risk. We're joined today by Bedford Thaxton of the American Diabetes Association to tell us more about their upcoming Alert Day. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Thanks for having me, Cheryl.
What is the Alert Day all about?
Okay. The Alert Day is the Diabetes Association's way to basically do a wake-up call to the community about the prevalence of diabetes in this country. Currently, there are about 30 million Americans who have diabetes. Of that 30 million, it's estimated that 8 million Americans have not been diagnosed with diabetes, but they could be experiencing some of the symptoms of diabetes. There's another 86 million Americans who have prediabetes. So what Alert Day is to try to get the word out to folks about the diabetes and also to encourage them to take the diabetes risk test for type 2 diabetes so they can assess whether or not they are at risk for diabetes.
Why is this illness so underdiagnosed?
Well, I think it's underdiagnosed because, again, with prediabetes, for example, where there are 86 million Americans that have it, there may or may not be any symptoms with prediabetes. Prediabetes has also been referred to as a little bit of sugar or borderline diabetes. The challenge with prediabetes, though, is that if you don't take action to maintain your blood glucose levels at normal levels, you could develop type 2 diabetes within a period of 5 years.
So there are some preventive measures we can take. What are those?
Preventive measures are basically making lifestyle changes, basically watching what you eat as far as managing your carbohydrate intake, your sodium levels, being physically active, doing some type of exercise to keep yourself busy, and if necessary, lose weight and take medication as prescribed.
And from what I read, exercise is a key component because it helps to regulate blood sugar levels.
That's true, and exercise also helps sensitize your muscles, so if you are on any type of diabetes medication, that'll make you absorb the insulin much more effectively.
The one thing that you're talking about is the test that you can go online and take. I took it yesterday. I went online and took it to see and assess my risk because I do have some of the risk factors. I have a family history of diabetes. Weight is an issue, things like that. What can people expect when they take this test?
Okay, the test basically you can do it within about a minute, and there's 7 questions on the test, and you mentioned what some of the questions are, and then each answer has a weight value or a number, and once you total it up, it'll kind of give you an idea whether or not you are at risk for diabetes, and based on those results, you may want to take that evaluation with you to your physician on your next visit to kind of say, I took the risk test, this is what my score is, I have some concerns, is there something we need to do at this point, like maybe do some blood work to verify whether or not I do have diabetes or prediabetes. But the other thing is that is just a constant reminder to them that they need to start to do things now to prevent anything from happening with them in the future.
One of the things I thought was interesting that came out of the test was that age is a risk factor.
Yes, it is. And another thing about age is diabetes is a progressive disease. So for those folks like me, for example, who have diabetes, you can do the things you need to do to manage your diabetes all along. But at some point in time, because it is a progressive disease, you may start to notice some things differently, or some things you've done in the past to manage it may not be working as effectively. So at that point, you need to talk to your physician. You need to be flexible and observe what's going on with you and make change because, again, it is a progressive disease and things will change.
And it's a dangerous disease. People think diabetes, they don't think about the complications that come with this illness. Tell us a little bit about some of those.
Diabetes, there are complications. The good thing is that you can manage your diabetes to avoid complications, but for whatever reason, if you don't, then some of the complications are kidney failure, blindness due to eye disease, amputations, neuropathy, which affects the nerves of the body as well. So there are a lot of complications, and unfortunately, some people die as a result of the complications from diabetes.
So the key really is to catch it before you get diabetes, and that's why the pre-diabetes diagnosis is so important.
That's correct, because again, the sooner you recognize that you are at risk and you can start to take action, the better off you are as far as avoiding complications in the future.
Now, some people might wonder about taking the test. The good thing is that you take it anonymously.
That's correct. And you can go out on the website and take it. There are also some forms you can print off to take it as well. But again, it's your test, your results, you have it. But if you want to share that with other folks, you can. And if you depending on where you rate on the test, you probably do want to share it with your provider.
And you're also encouraging people to share the test with friends so that everybody gets the information out.
That's correct. And the other thing, too, is that we also encourage businesses and organizations to get involved and have their employees participate in a risk test as well also. And if they go out onto the American Diabetes Association website on the community events, there is a link out there for where they can request a wellness kit, which will have information about Alert Day and tools for them to present the Alert Day to their employee base.
A lot of great information. Bedford, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. We'll put a link on our website where you can assess your diabetes risk. Just go to WTVR.com/VTM. We'll link you to all that information. Thank you so much. Great information. Thanks for sharing it today.